What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you had a great day today. Getting into this episode of GH, I guess Holly's death was greatly exaggerated, which I figured it was because there's no way in the world they're killing off Holly. Ain't no way. So what I want to know is who the hell is holding Holly prisoner? Because we saw somebody's hand. And it looked like an old person. So who the hell is that? Because I had a feeling it couldn't have been Rudge working by himself on this. Rudge is always a right-hand man kind of person. Rudge is never the boss type of person. He's always kind of the minion, basically. The second in command. You know what I mean? He's never the boss. So I figured when they said Rudge was the co-owner of the... Rudge was the co-owner of the casino, I figured he had to just be the face of it or just, the front, as you will. Because Rudge is never the boss. He's always taking orders. So I wonder who's holding Holly captive. Because we saw on the cameras that somebody was watching Holly on the camera, and she was banging on the door and stuff, telling somebody to let her out and all of that stuff. So I wonder who holding her. Because whoever it is has gone to great lengths to make sure that Robert and Ethan believe that Holly's dead. I mean, they even burned a woman's body who had the same build and stuff as Holly. They burned her body beyond recognition. So that way Robert and Ethan would believe that she's dead. And they took Holly's wedding ring and planted it on the body. Just to kind of seal the deal. So that way Robert would have no choice but to believe it. But Robert should know that if the body is burned beyond recognition, chances are it's not Holly. Because he should remember that they said the same thing years ago about Robin. When Helena staged that whole fire and all that, and the body was burned beyond recognition, and they thought that it was Robin. And they even I think they planted Robin's wedding rings and stuff on the body. So he should know that it's some type of ruse. Like, he should think. But I knew. What did I tell y'all? Olivia is an OG. Olivia is a gangster. She's from Bensonhurst. You know what I'm saying? When Olivia came up in that room with the machine gun and she done knocked Rudge down with that gun. She done hit him in the back of the head with the gun and knocked him out. I was like, okay, Olivia. Just straight up gangster. I said, okay, I feel you. I like it. I was impressed. I really was. When Olivia came up in there, I was hella impressed. I said, okay, she really can handle herself. I said, all right. I kind of underestimated her a little bit, but she definitely did her thing. Robert and Ethan was taking a little sweet time disarming the other two goons. And Olivia was like, hello, help me out. I said, exactly. Why y'all taking so long to knock them the hell out? Robert, you ain't that old. Throw a punch. Stick and move. Knock him out. Shit, Ethan was whooping some ass for a second. I said, okay, Ethan. So basically the WSB, they're transporting Robert and Olivia home, and Ethan, I guess he's going to just probably fly off to another country somewhere. I really wish Ethan would just come to Port Charles for a little while, reconnect with Lulu for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's been a while since he saw Lulu. It's been, 5 years since he saw Lulu? So, come home, reconnect with his sister, see, meet his niece. Because I don't even think he actually met Charlotte. See Rocco. That'd be cool. I know his return is brief, but it would be good to see him back in Port Charles for a little visit. I feel bad for Robert. He thinks that the love of his life is dead, and, I hope they don't draw this out. I hope they really don't drag this out for months and months and months. I hope not. Because that would annoy my soul if they did that. I'm just saying. So anyway, moving on from that. So Alexis goes to the hospital and she's being her usual stubborn self. Basically, Portia told her that she has a bone fracture. She has a fracture in her wrist. And she wants to put a cast on her wrist for up to 6 to 8 weeks to see how it goes. And she wants to, get a specialist down there to run some more tests on Alexis. But of course, Alexis is being a little stubborn. Oh, I don't need it. I'll just reschedule another time. Alexis, no. And I'm glad Portia told her. She was like, that's your right. You can reschedule if you want, but I advise you not to. You need to take care of this just in case you have an underlying, condition that you don't know about. It's best that you take care of this right now. And I do agree. So I'm glad Alexis decided to stay and take care of it. But she wanted to know what Portia's, medical advice would be. Like, what does she think this is? But Portia was kind of beating around the bush a little bit. She was like, oh, your specialist would be here. And, the specialist could tell you this. When he does the consult, he could tell you this. So Alexis was like, nah, you're beating around the bush at this point. Tell me what you think. The specialist isn't here yet. You are. Tell me your medical opinion. What you think that this is. So Portia basically laid it out there and said that she felt like Alexis may have osteoporosis. But Alexis felt like that was for old people. You know what I'm saying? She thought that was for senior citizens, weak bones and stuff like that. She thought that was for seniors. And Portia basically let her know, like, yeah, that's the misconception. People think it's for seniors, but it's really for people 50 and over. Especially when they're menopausal or after menopause or something like that. So she's not officially diagnosed with that, but that's pretty much what it's looking like. But I am happy that, Ned was there, to basically be a shoulder for her, because Ned offered her a ride home and stuff, but she was like, no, it's cool because they're going to run some more tests, so I just do a ride share. And Ned was like, no, don't argue with me. He said, for once, don't argue. I'm going to take you home. But of course, Ned was still worried about Olivia and stuff. And why Olivia isn't calling him or whatever. I'm like, well, you could blame your dumbass, childish ass daughter for that. Because she deleted the damn message that Olivia left for you, letting you know she'll be home in a couple days. But the good news is at least Olivia is on her way home now. But homegirl do need to check her phone. Like, you should be calling your husband. I mean, I'm just saying. So anyway. I feel bad for Alexis because you could tell like this whole Neil thing is really just like baffling her because she's just upset because she was like, Neil died and here she is at the hospital getting checked out and she's living her life and she can go home and do, life just goes on. I mean, I totally get where she's coming from, but that is how life usually operates. I mean, people die and life moves on. You know what I'm saying? Just because life moves on does not mean that you forget about the people that you have lost. Because trust me, a lot of us have lost people over the years. And they're gone, but they're damn sure not forgotten. You know what I mean? But that's just life. Like, we can't sit and grieve every single day, all day. Like, we can, but at the end of the day, we got to pick up them pieces and we got to move on. We got to work. We got to go to school. We got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that the people that you lost are not in your thoughts. You know what I mean? Because of course you are. Of course they are. I've lost people over the years and I still think about a lot of them to this day. Even yesterday, today, I mean, they're always in your thoughts, and, you just think like, damn, I'm going through this and I wish this person was here and, you know what I mean? But you're never going to forget those people. But unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Life has to move on. Like they say, the show must go on. That's just what it is. But I do feel bad for Alexis, though, because she pretty much gave up a lot to be with Neil. We all know how much she loved her law career, and she gave that up to be with somebody who's no longer here. So it's like, where does she go from here? It's like the bad news just keep on coming. But hopefully she get through it. So basically, Jason is comforting Jocelyn or whatever, while Carly comforts Sonny, and Brooklyn stops over to offer her condolences to Sonny and praises. I guess now that Mike is officially gone, we're gonna be seeing them do all this praise and mourning and whatnot. So when Sonny and Carly were leaving Turning Woods, because Sonny said his final goodbyes and, the people at Turning Woods were ready to take Mike's body and stuff, one of the staff members came out and stopped Sonny and Carly before they left and said that they had got something for Sonny, that a gift, I guess, that came several weeks ago, and they put it in safekeeping. And it was a bike. And it was a bike from Mike that Mike must have gotten Sonny several weeks prior to this moment. Because I guess Mike has always felt guilty because Sonny always wanted a bike or something when he was a kid, and Mike never got it for him. So Mike always felt guilty about it, and he finally got the bike for Sonny. And Sonny was even talking about that bike earlier in the episode. So I was happy for Sonny. You know, he got a parting gift from his dad. You know, so I thought that was beautiful. I do feel bad for Sonny, you know, losing a parent at any age, you know, like even if you're an adult, and, you know, it's never easy. You know, it's definitely never easy. So, you know, hopefully he can, you know, mourn and move on. And, you know, like I said, he's always going to have his dad in his thoughts, and he can always reflect and remember all the good times he had with Mike. I mean, you know, it's never easy going through death and stuff like that. You know, it's the suckiest thing. But like they say, you know, death and taxes are a certain thing in this life, which is true. So anyway, Chase was basically telling Michael how Brooklyn was going to be staying with him. I mean, if they try to put Chase with Brooklyn, I think hopefully Chase's good qualities could rub off on her. I hope. I can only hope. Because homegirl got a lot of growing to do. I'm just saying. She really does. She has a lot of growth. So anyway, in New York, Nina knows the name Phyllis. So apparently Phyllis, who got the necklace made, the heart necklace, and cut it in half and all that, apparently that was Nina's nurse. And Nina is certain that Phyllis knows what happened to her child. But Jax has to cut the New York City trip short because Jocelyn called him to tell him about Mike's passing and stuff like that. So he basically told Jocelyn he'll be home in the morning, but he wants Nina to continue with her search for Phyllis and the search for her child and stuff, you know, kind of without him right now. But Nina doesn't want to do that. Nina offered to go back to Port Charles with him because she wants to continue to search with Jax, you know, because she got this far because of him, and she wants to continue to do that with him. And I can understand that, but I feel like, you know, y'all done came this far, and just because Jax has to go home, you should still keep looking. You know what I mean? Like, I think she should. I mean, Lord only knows what she'll uncover when she finds out the truth. God help her. But, I mean, if you want to know the truth, then know the truth, I suppose. So anyway, moving on from that, Molly, of course, was continuing to get on my nerves. She was upset because she saw Brando and TJ hanging out after a baseball game. So pause. How the hell Brando had time to go play baseball? Wasn't he just at Turning Woods in the previous episode? He was just at Turning Woods. So you mean to tell me he left Turning Woods, went to a baseball game with TJ all in a matter of minutes? I'm just saying. That doesn't make sense. But I guess. So anyway, Molly is angry that Brando is bonding with TJ or whatnot. I do feel like it's weird. I mean, I understand Brando feels like TJ's a good guy, but why are you sitting here hanging out with this dude when you know you banged his girlfriend? I'm just saying, that's awkward. Brando basically wants to tell TJ the truth. He feels like they should just tell the truth. Molly wants to continue to sit here and lie about it, but yet obviously you're walking around because your guilty conscience is eating at you, so why not just tell TJ the damn truth? I understand she's afraid of losing him, but had you would have told him the situation and the circumstances behind it, maybe TJ would have forgave you, but the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. I'm just saying, the fallout is going to be hella worse. I'm just saying. So anyway, they were talking about how they supposed to get rid of Cyrus from the hospital or whatever. And I guess they're going to work with Brando on it or whatever. I'm like, y'all do not want to go down this road. TJ and Molly, don't leave this Cyrus situation for the adults. Just let it go. Because y'all don't even want no parts of this. Y'all don't even know what y'all dealing with. So anyway, moving on from that. So Nicholas is whining and complaining because Spencer never got to spend that much time with Mike or whatever, and now Mike's gone. Well, Nicholas, partly that's your fault. I mean, you should have had Spencer around Mike more growing up. I'm just saying. Because Mike could have told him a hell of a lot about Courtney. That obviously you know, questions that you couldn't answer, stuff that you didn't know about Courtney that her dad would know, you know. That's why you should have had him around him. So anyway, Ava was running around looking for Avery because Avery got out of the sliding door, I guess, that's in her room. She ended up getting out of that. And Avery was running around the woods. And of course, Avery came across the half-heart necklace that Nell had. So Avery took that back or whatever as a souvenir or whatever the case. My whole thing is, why didn't Ava childproof that room? Or hell, childproof that house? I mean, I understand it was a last minute thing, but still, I would have got some childproof locks, something up in that house. I mean, because you have a sliding door in her room that she could easily unlock and get out of. So you should have childproofed that. I'm just saying. Because that's some scary shit to, you know, see that your child is missing in the middle of the night, especially in a wooded area. That's the worst type of fear. You know what I'm saying? Because anything could have happened to her. You don't know what type of weirdos are out in the woods at night. And plus there's animals out there. You know what I'm saying? Childproof that damn house. Shit. So anyway, Nicholas and Ava, the way that they was looking at each other, you could just see the sexual tension. You could just see the chemistry between them. I feel like they're starting to fall for each other. What turned out to be a cat and mouse game between them is turning into flirtation. Like it really is. Because I think Nicholas definitely saw a different side to Ava when she's around Avery. And I feel like Ava's seeing a different side to Nicholas. You know, they're both seeing their vulnerable sides. And that's a turn on for both of them. Because you can see the way that they're interacting with each other. I was sad to see Nicholas leave when he said he was going back to Windermere and stuff. I was sad. Because I was hoping he would have just said, you know, asked her, did she want him to stay the night or something? I mean, at least on the sofa. I'm just saying, like. But he did ask her, was she coming back to Windermere tomorrow? She was like, yeah, it's my home. I said, okay. I'm going to need them to get together for real, for real. I know Spencer might not like it, but the chemistry between them is just off the hook. Like, I'm feeling it. So anyway, hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see you all Monday. I hope you all have a great, great weekend. I will see you all Monday. Peace.